Well, there's certainly no water coming in. So guys, another first for me this week. I'm going to be setting up and staying in this tarp tonight, and I also want to find out if tarp camping is all it cracks up to be. So let's get on with the video and I'll show you guys how I set up this tarp tent. So for this week's setup, I'll be using the DD Hammocks 3x3 tarp, some pegs and guidelines. I've also got the DD Hammocks Magic Carpet, which acts as a ground sheet, and then I've brought with me 2 trekking poles to support the tarp. And as with all my videos, I'll link all the gear I use to the video description, so feel free to check that out. So let's get on with setting this up. I think the configuration I'm going to go with is just called a tarp tent, or at least I think that's the name anyway. Let me know down in the comments if it goes by another name, but the first thing we're going to do is get this laid out flat on the ground. So I'm just going to peg out the front corners first, just so I've got a little bit of reference and it doesn't blow away. And then I'm going to come round to the back of the tarp, and rather than peg it in the corner, I'm going to come one loop in and secure that. There's plenty of rocks in the ground here. And then with this corner, just tuck it under. We've got a bit of an angle. And I'm going to do the same on that side as well. And then just by taking this corner that's already pegged down, I'm going to remove the peg, and I'm going to bring this corner one loop in and re-peg it down. And then the same on the other side, just take it about one loop over and re-peg it down. So all I've got to do now is just take a trekking pole and pop that in the middle, and that's pretty much the tarp tent up. And then just to neaten it all up, I'm just going to take a guy line, pass it through a hoop and just peg that down. This is a complete guessing game to whether I can get the pegging or not. I think half of these are going to end up being bent. Well, for the first time setting a tarp tent up, I'm really impressed with how quick and easy that was. And this is solid as a rock, and that's one of the reasons why I chose this configuration, because it's ideal for windy conditions and you never know what to expect in this country. Let's take a look inside, see how much room we've got. There's just so much space in here. It's really deceiving from the outside. Got so much space at the back. I think that's where I'm going to end up sleeping, just along there. And then I can cook at the front and look out at that view. One thing I didn't think about when I set this up was the amount of rabbit poo that was on the floor. There's loads inside here. Bit of a makeshift brush, get all that rabbit poo out. Well, that's great. That'll do to put my inflatable mat on. I'm not going to use the airbag, just got an electric pump. Much easier, much quicker. That'll do. There we go guys, that's all set up. That was nice and easy. Feels really cosy in here. I've got all my gear inside now, so I've got my electronics on this side with my cooking stuff and my food, and on the other side I've just put my pack. One of the downsides to this configuration is the entranceway is quite low. It's not really a problem, and it's probably a good thing because it keeps the wind and the rain off you, but I quite like enjoying the view, and it's just obscuring it a little bit from inside. It's not the end of the world, I can always stick my head out, can't I? I feel like I'm already starting to see the advantages of tarp camping. The fact that this is so lightweight and it took up next to no space in my pack, and then when you get to your camp spot you can configure it to so many different ways depending on the terrain you're in, the weather you're in. It really is a big advantage. And I love pieces of equipment that are multifunctional, and this definitely is. The way some of those clouds look, I've got a feeling it might end up raining later. I suppose that'll be the real test, won't it? If it keeps the water out. Depending on how tonight goes, I think I might end up being converted by this. I'm not sure why I need to take a tent anywhere. This just does exactly the same, but 10 times lighter. It feels a bit more like me as well. It's quite primitive, but functional. It just gives you that more raw feeling for camping. So we're going to have a little bit of a wander, see what's about. So I've got the tarp set up next to this forest, and then as you've seen before, I've got the hill in the background and then all this farmland. It's a really nice little spot. Might even get to see some wildlife if we're lucky. Look at the size of the tree that's come down. I hope nothing like that comes down on me tonight. Otherwise you guys won't have a video. It's just like split in half. You can see the whole thing's rotten in the middle. Well, there's no animals out. I've probably scared them all off talking to you guys. Look how awesome that is. I'm really chuffed with myself. I know it's just a tarp, but when you haven't done something before, especially after the mess I made of the hammock camping using the tarp as a bit of shelter, I made up, this has all come together. You've just got to go away and try and improve yourself, haven't you? And I feel like that's the right mentality to have. Just because something doesn't work out first time doesn't mean you should just abandon it. It's best to go away, learn from it, and you might end up with a new set of skills, which is certainly what I feel like I've achieved here with this tarp setup. Everything's gone really quiet. I could hear tractors and farm machinery buzzing around before, but there's nothing now. I think everyone's heading in for the tea. I think it might be time for me to make mine as well. So for tonight, I'm just going to do a real simple Thai green curry. I've got some boil in the bag rice. I'm just going to boil some water and then pop the rice in. Once that's cooked through, I've got some coconut milk and some Thai green curry paste. I'm just going to mix that into a sauce, and then I've got some cooked chicken as well, and just throw all that in, plop it in a bowl, and we've got curry in the outdoors. That should be about done. I'll just leave that to stand. I'll just add some coconut milk, just heat that up a little bit, and then we'll add the curry paste wherever it's gone. Oh, there it is. It's just so quick and simple to make this, and there's hardly any ingredients, so it's less weight to have to carry in your pack, but you're still getting a really good meal. I think that's pretty much done. Not as thick as I'd like it, but maybe I put too much coconut milk in. Just going to add some chicken. It's not Michelin star, but it'll do when you're out and about in the wild. Just use that warm water to wash the bowl. Guys, can't wait any longer. I'm going to tuck in. It smells so nice. Oh, that is lovely. Definitely one to try when you're out and about. Just started spitting a little bit, so I thought I'd get under the tarp, just in case it comes down any heavier. I said this before, but you never know what the weather's going to do half the time. Today it was sunny, then it was windy, then it was cloudy, now it started raining. It's like we get all the weathers in one day. I'd rather just have two seasons. A summer, where it's nice and sunny, and then a winter, where it's cold and snowy. That'll do me perfect. This tarp seems to be holding up nicely. There's no water coming through. I was a little bit concerned about the gaps between the tarp and the ground, but there's nothing coming underneath that at all. So hopefully we should have a dry night. Just had to put another guy line on, just to keep this peak up a bit, as the water's running down straight into the front of the tarp, so that should stop it doing that now. I don't want to speak too soon, but I think that rain's gone off. It's literally been going on for about an hour. So hopefully that's it for the night. It's definitely stopped. The downside to having an open entrance is this is going to turn into one big muddy mess now it's rained, especially if I'm in and out all the time, so I'm going to try and keep that to a minimum. It's starting to get dark now anyway, so I might as well just get in the tarp and stay there for the rest of the night. It's so much better at this time of year to have a couple of extra hours of daylight in the evening. It's almost 9 o'clock now and it's only just gone dark. The birds are still singing away though, but I'm sure they'll stop pretty soon. As soon as they do, that's my cue to go to bed. Right, the birds have stopped singing and the owls have started, so I'm going to get everything sorted in here and get myself in bed. Right guys. What a beautiful morning to wake up to. Tarp held up well last night. I had a really good sleep. Wasn't cold at all. It didn't rain fortunately, so I didn't have to contend with any of that. But I'm really impressed with this. I've no idea why I didn't do this sooner. Definitely going to be a lot more tarp camping coming up in the future, guys. Try out a few more configurations as well. Alright guys, appreciate you sharing this experience with me. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.